Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this lavender charm. You're gonna need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and green and purple yarn. We're gonna start with our purple yarn and we're gonna be making the lavender. I'm using a 3.5mm hook, but you can use any size hook you want depending on the size of yarn that you have. We're going to begin with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 33. Here is my chain of 33, and I'm going to be skipping the first two chains, and I'm going to be working into the third chain from the hook, which is right here. And I'm going to be doing a double crochet increase. So I'm going to be doing a regular double crochet. So I'm yarning over, putting my hook into the stitch, and yarning over, pulling it through. Yarn over, pull through the first two, and yarn over, pull through the next two. So I just did a double crochet in the third chain. Then I'm going to do another double crochet in the same exact stitch. So basically an increase is just doing the same stitch twice in the same exact place. So I have just made my two double crochet. Then in the next stitch, I'm going to be doing a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 5, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch in the same exact stitch that I just did. And we're basically going to repeat that for the rest of the entire chain. So I'm doing a slip stitch, and then I'm chaining 5, and then I'm doing a slip stitch in the same exact chain that I just worked into. And then on to the next one, I'm just gonna do a slip stitch, I'm gonna chain 5, and then another slip stitch in the same exact chain. Now, when you do the slip stitch, you want to make sure that you are yarning over and pulling it through, and then instead of yarning over, you're pulling that same exact piece of yarn through the other piece of yarn on your hook. You want to make sure you're not doing single crochets, because when I was doing this, I almost did single crochets multiple times, but I caught myself and just remember that we are doing slip stitches and not single crochets. But I'm gonna leave the steps down in the bottom left corner, and I'm just gonna continue doing a slip stitch, 5 chains, and then a slip stitch in the same exact chain for the rest of the entire foundation chain. So after you have finished your lavender and cut the yarn, this is where you take your darning needle and you stick the tail of the yarn through the darning needle. And we're just going to hide the tail in the lavender. So I'm going under a couple of stitches and pulling the yarn through with the darning needle. And then at the very end, I like to tie mine in a knot a couple of times, so that way it doesn't get loose. And then you're going to take your scissors and cut the remaining yarn on the lavender. And this is a finished lavender. Now, if it's loose, you can always just twist the lavender so it's a little tighter. But you'll be needing 2 of these. For the leaf, we're going to be using the green yarn, and I'm going to be using a 4mm hook. You can use any size hook depending on the size of yarn that you have. And we're going to start off with a slip knot. When making the slip knot, I would recommend leaving the tail a little longer, so that way when you go to attach the lavender to the end piece, it's a lot easier since your tail is longer. But we're going to be chaining 18. After your chain of 18, we're going to go ahead and skip the first chain and work into the second chain. And we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain away from the hook. After the single crochet, we're going to do a half double crochet in the next chain. So for the half double crochet, just make sure you're yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops on your hook. Then we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next 4 chains. Then we're going to do another half double crochet in the next chain. And then we'll do a single crochet. Then we're going to skip this next chain and work into the next one. So we're just going to repeat the process. We're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, and then 4 double crochets in the next 4 chains, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. So this is what half of the leaf looks like. And then we're going to chain 2 at the very end. And then we're going to flip our work around, and we're going to be crocheting into the chain on the other side. So then we're going to do a single crochet in the very first chain. So the very first stitch that we made, we're going to do a single crochet right there. And with the tail, we're also just gonna tuck it underneath with the chain and crochet with it so it hides the tail. But since you already did a single crochet, your next one would be a half double crochet, followed by 4 double crochets, and then a half double crochet and a single crochet. So we're just repeating the steps for the other side of the leaf. And then when you get to the end, we're going to chain 2, and then we'll end it off with a slip stitch in the stitch on the other side. Then with my hook, I'm going to pull some of the yarn out and snip it off with my scissors. And this is where I take my darning needle and I'm gonna go hide the tail on the back side of the leaf. So for the stem, I'm going to be using the green yarn and I'm still going to be using the 4mm hook. We're going to start with a slip knot, and when you make the slip knot, you want to make sure that the tail is kind of long, because this is how you're going to be attaching the lavender to the stem. So make the tail kind of long. I will recommend at least a couple of inches, but I'm chaining 40. However, you can chain as many chains as you want. I think a good number would be normally around 40 to 50. So these are all the pieces that you should have crocheted. And to start, I'm gonna be taking the stem and the 2 lavender pieces. going to take your darning needle and we're going to put the green yarn through the hole. And then I'll just take the darning needle and stick it into the lavender and go through a couple pieces of the yarn. Make sure to repeat the process on the other lavender. I think this is fairly time consuming and it takes a lot of patience. This is what everything should look like. This is just the stem and the lavender, and now we're going to be attaching the leaf onto it. Instead of using my darning needle, I'm just going to be using the 4mm hook, and I'm going to be inserting it through the leaf. And then I'm just going to take the stem and put it on the hook and kind of like pull it through the leaf. And then I'm going to repeat the process on the other side of the leaf. Once you're all done, you can just pull the stem through a little higher. And this is what the finished product should look like. You have a cute lavender charm. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys had fun crocheting this. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more crochet tutorials.